All right, welcome everybody. This is a MAT Pilates class for beginners, and this is a low intensity format. It's a really ideal class to take if you're looking for just a nice daily movement practice, or even on your less intense days, when you're resting, if you're doing, more cardio and things like that. This is a really great complement to those styles. So for today, we're going to start on our back. This is called supine home position. So your heels are resting on the floor underneath your knees. And if you're a little taller, you might want the feet to be forward, more of the knees, just to make your knees comfortable. And then notice the position of your pelvis. See if you can find it to flatten down, sort of ground down. And then finding your spine, the back of your spine being heavy, resting on your mat. And then your shoulder blades, the back of your ribs are grounding down. Softening around your face. The back of your head is heavy. And then begin with your hands on the sides of your ribs. So my thumb is down, my fingers are on top. You can also just place the hands above the ribs on top, the front low ribs. And this is where we can tune into our breath even deeper. As you inhale, expand down and wide your ribs. Feel the ribs press into your hands. As you exhale, empty out your lungs through a slight opening of your mouth. Inhale, expand down and wide into your mat. Exhale, empty. Inhale, expand your back ribs. Take up space. Exhale, feel the ribs coming in, lungs empty. Continue to focus on your breath. Slowing everything down. Knowing that this is your time. This is your sacred space to tune in, to bring your awareness into your body. One more breath. Now taking your hands into a diamond shape right on top of your pelvic bowl. So your fingertips are pressing towards the pubic bone. Your wrists are towards your hip bones, and then your thumbs are connected. So this area is where you should feel your abdominal wall, the transverse abdominis. As you inhale, expand your back ribs. As you exhale, pull reach your abdominal wall away from your pubic bone, under your hands. Inhale, down into your sit bones. Exhale, co-contract your pelvic floor, lifting away from your sit bones. Inhale. Exhale, co-contract. Feel the abdominal wall engage under your hands. Inhale. Exhale, feel the contraction. Inhale, down and wide your ribs. Exhale, co-contract your pelvic floor. Continue focusing on this co-contraction, tuning deeper into your awareness. Feel what's happening in the pelvic floor, in your pelvic bowl, in your root chakra, your sacral chakra, any emotions, energy. Slowing everything down. One more breath here. And then from this place, we'll take our hands into a suspenders. So the fingertips are on your hip bones and thumbs are on your low ribs. So you've got two lines, your suspenders here. And we're going to move into pelvic tilts, starting with north-south tilt. Start by pressing your sacrum down, curling your tailbone up. This is called north, which if you think about your tailbone reaching up towards your head, that's like north. And then reach the sit bones forward, the tailbone pressing down into the mat. Your sacrum comes up off the mat. This is called south. Your feet are towards south. Inhale here. Exhale to north. Bury your sacrum, curl the tailbone. Inhale. Exhale south, reach the sit bones forward and down, lifting the sacrum. So we're creating more space in your pelvis. As you exhale to move directions. Inhale first. Exhale, tilt. Keep your thighs parallel, your legs still. Make sure you're moving nice and mindfully. There's always a pause. We're never racing or rushing. We want to be in our bodies, in our center. Nothing else really moves here. Keep the shoulder blades down and wide. One more breath here. All right, so that was north-south. We're going to take this into a rolling bridge. Start with your arms down by your sides. Spread, reach the shoulder blades down and wide. Anchor the shoulder blades into the body, into the mat. Keep your collarbones wide and smiling, that inner smile. Start with an inhale, long spine. Exhale, curl into north, and then curl up your spine. Hold your shoulder blades down where they are. Anchor from the shoulder blades and sink the sternum between the shoulder blades, the scapula. Make sure your feet are still parallel. Your inner thighs are gently activated. Take an inhale here. Reach the knees forward as you drive the heels down. Exhale, curl down your back to your tail. Reach the sit bones forward into south. Inhale. Exhale, north. Roll up into bridge. Sink your sternum between your scapula. Take a nice long inhale. Exhale. Roll it down. Into south. Inhale. Exhale to north and roll all the way. Good. And then hold your bridge. Stay here. Energize from the back of your legs. So there's these lower glute creases that connect to your hamstrings. I want you to reach up from those creases and you'll feel your hamstrings firing up. Now keep the sternum down. That's a challenge for your lower body. One more breath here. And then rolling down. Okay, so that was a nice warm up for the spine. We're going to start with some knee folds. Take your left knee above your hip and your right knee above your hip. Keep the femurs heavy. Bury your sacrum. I want you to find a neutral spine. So neutral doesn't necessarily mean your natural curve. It requires some more flattening of the sacrum here, but not the low back. Okay, the sacrum is right below your low back. So we're not trying to press everything and round. That's something I used to do. So I'll tell you that's incorrect. Don't do what I did. Keep your sacrum nice and grounded and weighted. And then you've got lightness on your low back. Okay, so you're not pressing the low back down. So that's a neutral spine. The back of the head, shoulder blades, ribs, sacrum are grounded. Neutral spine. From here, we're going to tabletop the legs, shins parallel to the floor and each other. 90-degree knees. Keep the 90-degree knees as you point the toes, and we'll start with knee folds, one leg at a time. So start with the left leg and just stay on the left leg. Tap. Now what we're doing is to really train the body, train the nervous system on how to find control and precision. One of the main principles of Pilates is precision. So using the correct muscles and doing it with correct alignment. So that is so important about awareness in this practice and why we tend to move slower, more mindfully. If we go fast, it's hard to really be present. So see what's happening in your core. You can always take your hands, if you need them, for your abdominal wall, co-contraction awareness. Let's do 4 more. Make sure that you feel your abdominal, your co-contraction as you toe tap. Last one. Okay, hold it in the left leg. We're going to go right foot, right leg. I'm keeping my knee over my hip. I really need to find stability on one side. My hips are staying still and stable also. Tap. Tap. Good. So we're keeping those hips nice and grounded. There's all this beautiful abdominal work happening. Pelvic floor is pulling up and in. Now, I just want to make sure to note that if anyone taking class has osteoporosis, you definitely need to avoid any flexion of your spine, especially when you're bearing weight, like this laying down position, okay? So if you have that condition, if you have that disease, then you're definitely going to need to keep your spine straight when you're on your back at all times, and you can do this as your core work. All right, you can do lower body stuff. but nothing with the upper body curling. All right. Wanted to make sure if anyone needs modifications, if you have any stuff going on, you know, please leave a comment in my YouTube channel. Let me know what's going on, and I can definitely address it directly to you. All right, for 4, 3, 2, keep that co-contraction or else your hip flexors are going to fire up. 1 more. That's it. We've got both legs together now. Squeeze. If you have a little gurney ball, you know, a little Pilates ball, you can use that too. We're going to start with the toes, pointed legs together. If this is taking you out of your back, you're going to need to separate the legs. Here we go. Bring it down and up. Co-contract as the legs go forward. Are you feeling that resistance, right? Your own body has to pull in as you reach the knees. Yep. I think of it as like a deep scoop from behind the pubic bone, the front of the spine. It's like a wave that reaches up to my chest, through my neck. Nice long spine. It's like an energy, dynamic energy. Are we feeling it yet? It's all in that lower abdominal area. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, we're going to keep the feet together on the ground, starting on the ground. And these are called knee sways. So what you really need to think about is anchoring the ribs. They do not come up. That's the really detailed cue about this move. So I like to put my hands on my ribs and just make sure that they're staying down. Okay. Inhale, long spine from sit bones to crown. Exhale, knees move towards the left. The right foot hovers, and I'm pressing my right ribs down to counterbalance. Exhale, center. Inhale to the right, hovering the left foot. The legs stay together. Exhale, bring it in. Inhale, left. Exhale, pull right hip down. Inhale, right. Exhale, left hip down. Inhale, left. Exhale, right hip down. So you're feeling the work on the return. There's this really nice squeezing happening right here as you bring the hip down. Again, keep those ribs on the mat. If you're just letting the knees drop and you're letting the ribs come up, you're not using the muscles. This is really, really deep core, oblique, internal to external oblique. It's almost like a nice little side crunch. Last 4, 3, 2, and 1. Awesome. That was the knee sway. All right. Keep your legs here. Keep your hips stable. I'm going to put my hands on my hips just to make sure they stay there. For this, we'll do single leg opening. So the left knee starts opening out, the hip opening here. Hips don't change. Pelvis doesn't rock. Exhale into center. Inhale the right leg, hip open. Exhale, center. It's a resistance on the other leg, having to stabilize, having to resist, wanting to drop or sway. And I'm really grounding down with my heel. That's how it feels. I'm really using the stable legs. So important to do hip opening, especially with a sedentary lifestyle. This is really going to help create a lot more space in the body, more access to deeper muscle fibers. All right, one more on each side. All right, so keeping the legs here if you like, and then we'll start with the hands behind the neck, interlacing the fingers. So remember, if you need to avoid any kind of spine flexion, you're going to avoid this move, and you can just continue doing core work with your low body. Here, we're going to take the elbows in so I can see them in my peripheral vision. Reach the shoulder blades down and wide, so you're anchoring them into your back. Take an inhale, nod your nose down. Exhale, float your head. Come off your shoulder blades. So remember that wave I was talking about? Think about the wave coming up from the sit bones, up the front of the spine, reaching through your sternum, your chest, your throat. That's a really dynamic, strong wave. Take one more inhale, grow long through the front of your spine. Exhale, roll down. Inhale, nod your nose. Imagine you're holding a little apple under your chin. Exhale, float the head. Inhale, grow long. Exhale, roll down. Inhale, nod your nose. Exhale, float the head. Come off the shoulder blades. Long spine, inhale. Exhale, roll down. All right, we're ready for the hundreds. Starting with the legs in either supine, home, or tabletop. Weight of the femurs down. Bury the sacrum without rounding or pressing into the back. Now, hands are going to reach forward. Pull, reach the shoulder blades down and wide. So you're feeling that anchoring. It's like the shoulders going into their sockets. And then inhale, nod your nose. Exhale, float your head. And start to pump, 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 pump. Arms are nice and straight. And you're keeping your body nice and long here. My legs are sit bones distance apart. You have the option to go into a diagonal, energizing from the front of the spine like a wave, crashing up to the throat. Inhale for 5. Exhale for 5. Inhale. Exhale. Halfway there. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Long spine. Inhale. Co-contract. Exhale. Long spine. Inhale. Co-contract. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. And exhale. Beautiful work. Roll it down. Take the knees in. All right. We're going to just take one leg, the right leg down. And the left knee is going to stir. Stir in like a mortar and pestle. Your hip and your thigh bone are the mortar and pestle. So you're mixing, rounding, circular, switch direction. Beautiful. Switch legs, right hand to right knee. and switch direction, lubricating the hip socket, hip joint. All right. Now we get to go onto our side. Start by scooting the hips, come onto your side body. Now for this position, you can take your hand under your head, or you can rest your hand onto your arm, your head onto your arm. Or you can use a pillow if you need, a little blanket or towel. Just making sure that you feel comfortable where you are. Now, I'm using the back of my mat as my line. So my heels and my sacrum and my shoulders are all in that same line, just like in home position. And then we want to make sure that our core, our side body here is activated. Okay, we don't want to just, relax it just because we're in a position that feels relaxing. I usually sleep in this position. So instead, I want you to think about feeling stability and lifting from the side body, really strong from your core, okay, your midsection. From your hips grounding down, your ribs grounding down. Those are your anchor points. The side rib, the side hip, okay? This midline is up and strong. Start with clamshell. Take your top leg and open and close. Open and close. My hand is on my hip. I'm using it to make sure that I'm not swaying or rocking. Up, close. Out, and close. So we should be feeling the rotators, the lateral rotators. And you're breathing, you're creating space in your body. Nice and long with your spine. Working your hips. 4, 3, 2, hold on 1. Now take it into internal rotation, knee to knee. And then external rotation, foot to foot. Knee to knee, foot to foot. I'm really trying to think about my ribs, my pubic bone staying in one line. Typically the ribs like to flare forward. A lot of that abdominal awareness, co-contraction. We got for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good, straighten that leg. Take a little bit of an internal rotation. And actually we'll do external rotation, internal, external, internal, external. So it's a rotation from the hip socket. The hips stay stacked. So really not needing to force this. Just move with what feels accessible. 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, we'll keep it in internal rotation. And then we'll just take the leg up and down. Now, notice if you're letting the core move down as the leg comes up. That's too far. Only go up to where everything can stay still. I've got this feeling on the side of my hip here. Working our hip abductor. 4. I feel like what's underneath my hand here is sort of moving down as my leg comes up. One more. Hold it here and just pulse, 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 pulse. Good. Feeling work on the side of the hip for 4, 3, 2, 1. Flex the foot. Take it forward. Keep your spine long. Point. Squeeze the glute, reach back. Flex. Forward, forward. Point. Back, back. Flex forward, forward. You can go slower. And point back, back. Notice how the body is responding, keeping those ribs contained. There's no back bending here. We're just squeezing the glute for hip extension. One more time. Let's hold it back. Point the toe and squeeze back. Back. Keep those ribs in. Keep the co-contraction from the abdominal wall pulling up for pulsing for 4, for 3, 2, 1. All right, good work. So we got our abductor, we did internal, external rotation, we did flexion, hip flexion, and hip extension. We did a lot of really good hip mobility. Before we do the other side, let's come to our front body. This is our prone position. So first with your anchor points, your anchor points here are your forehead. You can put a little towel on your forehead. And the front ribs, pubic bone. Okay, so find your abdominal wall. Lift from your co-contraction. Getting the work also into the glute creases, pressing them forward. That really helps me to anchor my pubic bone and feel my core. All right, let's inhale nice and long through your spine. Exhale, squeeze your left leg up and down, up and down. Lift, lower, lift. Exhale, exhale. I'm not letting the ribs change. I'm keeping my abdominal wall really engaged. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Switch leg, right leg up. Exhale, exhale. Find that your glute crease, your lower glute crease, is active and strong. Lift. Long spine. Isolate your glute work. Good. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Make sure the tops of your feet are down. Press them into the earth. Feel the kneecaps engaged and lift. Pubic bone pressing down. Front ribs anchored. Inhale, long spine from your crown through your sit bones. We're going to take it into Sphinx. Inhale, lift from the back of your head through the upper back. Slide your elbows. Let me get some more room here. Slide your elbows forward so your arms go straight and then lower down the chest. So this is an active type of Sphinx. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, start to float the head. Make sure the whole spine moves sequentially. And then slide the elbows under the shoulders. Reach the shoulder blades down and wide. You'll feel the work in the side of your ribs below your shoulder sockets. And I'm peeling my abdominal wall up off the mat. Inhale here, long spine. Exhale, slide the hands, stay light on the fingers as you reach forward and down. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, lift the head, slide the elbows, find your sphinx. Pull, lift the abdominal wall off of your mat as you anchor the glute creases forward. Inhale. And exhale, slide forward, long spine, sequentially rolling down. One more time. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, lift up, slide the elbows, find your sphinx. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, slide the arms, sequentially roll your spine down. All right, really good work. We'll finish with one more move called swimmer. So your swimmer, your forehead, your whole body stays nice and long. Take your palms to face each other. And then inhale, long spine. Exhale, lift your arms and your legs, not your forehead. And then just alternate, swim, swim. Opposite arm and leg. This way. Yeah, there we go. So this is the natural way our body moves, is in diagonals. Like when you walk, right? You're always using opposite arm and leg. Keep your knees straight. Squeeze from the glute crease to lift. Last 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it down. All right. We get to take it to the other side of our side body. I'm going to just move to face this direction. Again, you can come onto the hand below the head, or you can rest on your arms. Keep the back, hips, shoulders, heels, all in the same line. All right. And then starting with finding your home position, your anchor points. You've got your side ribs and your side hips, nothing between. Okay, your core is engaged. Start with rotating the hip. Open, close, open, close. Think about your abdominal wall. It's almost like a zipper of a jacket, kind of tightening you in, securing you in nice and close. I love really being able to tune in to what's happening into my body. It gets easier with time, the more repetition, the quicker my body knows how to respond, how to tune in, how to really find that precision. Yeah, you definitely want to start to feel like you're getting a good work, a little burn happening, a little lactic acid. 4, 4, 3, 2, let's hold on 1, keep those hips stacked, and then we're going to go internal rotation, knee to knee, foot to foot, knee to knee, foot to foot, knee to knee, foot to foot, internal, external, internal, external, rotate, rotate. You're really working those deep, deep hip joint muscles, all of the things around that joint that support it. Last 4, 3, 2, and a 1. Nicely done. Straighten the leg here. And you've got your bottom leg to really help support you and anchor you. Your top leg will start with just internal rotation, external rotation. Internal, external. Check in with your side core. Yeah, we're not letting it go, right? We're keeping that dynamic co-contraction happening all around the cylinder. Four, 3, 2, and 1. Now hold that internal rotation. Take the leg up and down, up and down. As the leg comes up, you're feeling the muscle under your hand going down, like a suction into the bone. Notice if your body is changing at any other point through the spine or ribs. Keep the front ribs drawing back and up. Every inhale, think about expanding your back ribs, taking up more space in your rib cage. 4, 3, we're going to pulse into, hold, and 1, and pulse. Pulse. Little lift, like you're holding a teacup on your foot. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Flex the foot, bring it forward. No changing of the spine. Point and reach back, squeeze. Exhale, flex, reach forward. Inhale, point, squeeze back. Exhale, flex. Inhale, point. Exhale, flex. And we're just squeezing from the glute to go back. Feeling that hip extension. Really finding awareness of the spine. I know, especially as the leg comes forward, there is a tendency to want to round. I know. That's where the mindfulness comes in, the deep awareness and control, which is just so great for the mind, for healthy cognitive function. Good. Last 2. Last 1. Hold it back. Pulse. Pulse. Keep those ribs in. Front ribs stay back. Pulse. Pulse. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good work. Yay. Now we can come back to our home supine position. Feel free to have a sip of water if you need it. So we've been doing a lot of really wonderful spine core mobility. We did hip mobility. We've done spine extension. Okay. So we'll just finish with some deeper sort of hip and core exercises, and then stretching as well. All right. So let's start with getting our legs up into straight legs. Now, if you want, you can even put your hands into a diamond under your sacrum. That might feel really much more comfortable for some people. You really might need this, okay? Or a Gertie ball, the little Pilates ball. You can put that under your sacrum. Okay, we're going to start with the legs in a turnout position. So find external rotation from the thigh bones in the hip sockets, and then point through the feet to find a nice small V position. We're going to start by just going into crossing. Keep the crossing pretty narrow so you get more into your thighs. Well, we really want to get our inner thighs working here. Keep your spine really long, nice and stable. Energize out through the legs. The legs can be center, they could be more diagonal. That's all you. Keep the shoulder blades down and wide. Good. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Let's take the legs down. Straighten through the right leg on the floor. Flexing the ankle too, which feels really nice. Straighten through the left leg now. If you're feeling like you need to bend the knee a little bit, you can, okay? We're going to go into external rotation and take the leg out. Avoid rocking the hips. Internally rotate, cross the midline. So leg circles. These don't need to be big circles at all. The right heel is really digging down, which is helping to anchor. For 4, 3, I'm keeping my pelvis as stable as I can, co-contracting, lifting from that wave. One more circle on this side, and then we're going to switch. Internally rotate, cross the midline, and open. Internally rotate. One more time. Good. Bending the knee, letting the leg slide forward. Flex the ankle, drive the left heel down, take the right leg up, bent or straight, and then external rotation, open the hip, internally rotate, cross the midline. There's so much work happening to stabilize the spine using deep core stabilizers, multifidi, erector, transverse abdominis. Circles are only as big as your range of motion, your active range of motion allows. 4, 3, 2, and switch direction. Circle, circle. Are we feeling those thigh work? Those thighs working? Woo! Keep it up. Last 4, 3, 2, and 1. That's it. Amazing work. We get to stretch now. Coming on up to seated. You can rock and roll. So I'm going to make sure my sit bones are rooted down on the floor. It's super important. Take your legs wide, wider than your mat. Now I'm bending my knees so that I can get my sit bones straight down, okay? You may need to sit on a bolster or pillow. The sacrum here is nice and vertical, okay? If you're finding your sacrum is back, you're in a posterior tilt, you are going to need to sit on something. All right, that's really important to have a mirror or just use your hand and feel it, because this is the most common thing I see in people who tend to have desk jobs. So think about lifting from the pressing forward with the sacrum, and you're going to get this like stretch through the hamstrings into the glutes. That's really where the stretch comes from. Okay. So we're in this beautiful seated position, nice and tall with the spine lifting up from your abdominal wall. Take your left arm by your ear as you inhale and exhale to side bend. Translate your ribs to the left. Drive your heels down. And then we're going to round a little bit. So the shoulder blade sort of comes forward like a hood. And then inhale to arch. Open the left chest, left side towards the sky. Exhale, rounding. Inhale, opening. One more exhale, rounding. And inhale, open. Good. Take the left hand down. Inhale the right arm up. Turn the pinky in. Translate the ribs to the right. Reaching down with the right sit bone. Exhale, rounding the shoulder blade, wrapping forward. Inhale, pull it back, looking up. Exhale, round it forward. Inhale, open. One more time, exhale. And inhale. All right. From this, we're taking the arms up, actually, arms into the scapular plane, and then roll the shoulder blades down and wide. Feel the anchoring from the back body. We're going to rotate without using our hands. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, rotate left. Keep your sit bones under you. Inhale, grow taller from the front of your spine. Exhale, twist deeper. Good. One more inhale, long spine. Reach the crown up. Exhale, twist. And then come into center. All right. Take an inhale, grow long. Exhale to the right. Inhale, long spine from the front. Exhale, twist a little more. Legs don't change. One more. Inhale, lift from the wall. Exhale, twist. Good, beautiful. Go ahead and take your hands behind your legs and take a little arch. And a round. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. Crossing your legs, or you can keep your feet together if you like. Sitting up nice and tall. Feeling the ground underneath you. Knowing that you are here on your mat. You're in your own space, your sacred space for your receptive practice to tune in to your breath, your body, your mind, and your emotions. Gently fold from your hips like a gentle bow. Keep your collarbones wide. Create length, just like we've been focusing on, long spine. One mindful breath. Beautiful work today. Let's take our arms up as we reach. Feel the shoulder blades anchor. Exhale, hands to the heart. 2 more times. Inhale, reach. Exhale to the heart. Inhale, gather up all the energy, positive energy. Exhale, take it in to your heart. Thank you so much for joining me. And please take a look at any other of my classes on my channel that are all different formats, different intensities for what you're looking for. And again, leave a comment of how this class made you feel. And please subscribe. All right. From my heart to yours.